What is up, Broncos country? I am your host, Dak. Joining us today is my boy, Kinley, my other partner in crime. Broncos look to run free agency as the legal tampering period is set to go off on March 9th, noon Eastern time. I'm excited. I'm locked in. How about you, bro? How are you doing, though?
No, I'm doing great. Good to be back. I know it's been a minute, but yeah, free agency, tampering period starts on Monday, so hopefully we get some news, running back, tight end, inside linebacker, some kind of news, hopefully.
Okay. Yeah, and currently, according to Spot Track, it looks like we're sitting at about 20 plus million. Now, I know there could be some maneuvering between now and then that can be done by the Broncos front office. We'll see what happens, how much more cap we can create, to give us more spending money. But what I would ask you this going into free agencies, what is your expectations as we head into next week?
My expectations, and this is just my opinion, not saying the team is going to do what I say. To like you said, we have 20 plus million in cap. I feel like we'll get more than that. You could free up 13 million by cutting Ben Powers by designating him with a post June 1st cut. You can do some restructures like Mike McGlinchey and stuff like that. But I feel like, we're going to swing big for a running back, whether that be Kenneth Walker, Travis Etienne. Just get me either. On Twitter's on fire right now. You have some that want Etienne, you have some that want Walker, you have some that don't want to pay a running back. And we talk about getting bow weapons, but we don't want to pay for elite weapons. I don't understand that concept, and it's not like it's our money, right? The Broncos will do what the Broncos want to do with their money. So
Yeah,
I just expect us to, if we're going to swing big on a running back, I don't expect us to hit all three phases. I know our weak points are running back, inside linebacker, and tight end. I don't expect us to hit all in free agency.
for sure.
Maybe two, but one for sure.
Well, I think what it sounds like is that the Denver Broncos are looking to make a splash at the running back position. Notable names that have come up frequently that the Broncos have been linked to is Travis Etienne and Kenneth Walker, right? And I mean, Kenneth Walker's market right now is what it's been. I guess it's 12 to 16 million dollars. And Travis Etienne a little less, but 8 to 11 million dollars is what I saw. Those are some valuable running backs, though. Legitimate. If you want to be at the top in terms of rushing offense, you need to pay premium. You saw what you get when you spend middle of the pack kind of money. You get middle of the pack kind of production, right? Let's be honest. Going to J.K. Dobbins, I know a lot of Broncos country would like to have him back, but I think the best ability is availability, and I think he hasn't really shown that he can be available. And we need a running back who we can count on to be available through a postseason run. He wasn't there. He hasn't been there the last few seasons, right? So
Every
I
year
mean,
he's played.
yeah.
Like
So I
the
mean,
most games he's given you is 13. Like
I,
people say, oh, that 12 to 16 or that 8 to 11, we can get J.K. Dobbins at a fraction of that. You can get J.K. Dobbins for a fraction of the season too. I'm not.
no,
What was crazy? I hate to say it, but it's true. Like we talk about these people bringing up Kenneth Walker's injury history, but you're talking about bringing J.K. back when he's been injured every single year he's been in the league. Every single year. He can't. Kenneth gave us 17 games last year and plus playoffs.
yeah,
So
absolutely.
you gonna bring up something that happened 2 seasons ago? Then if
Travis
so,
Etienne as well.
right, we should have never signed Hufanga if that was the case. If we're gonna talk
Right.
about injury history. So I think people moving the goalposts because they want certain people and certain players. Let me tell you, we asked this front office to get Bo Nix weapons. And if that's paying elite top tier money for elite weapons, so be it. So be
Right.
it.
No, that's a position definitely I would be worthwhile to spend the money at. And if you spend money maybe at running back, maybe you're looking to get some value options at the inside linebacker position and tight end position. I don't know. the Denver Broncos have their plan in place. They'll have their plan B. They'll attack it accordingly. But
Right.
gear up, ladies and gentlemen, because we are going to improve this roster. The Broncos are going to tailor it to their needs, the way to their liking, to their preference. Not so much Broncos fans, because I'm sure a lot of us would love to have Tyler Algier, right? But he hasn't been mentioned at all within the Broncos organization, right? We've heard a lot through the fan base, but he's been linked to other teams like the Seattle Seahawks, the 49ers, so it's going to be interesting. But he would be a name of value that I would like to see in Denver. Do we see him in a Broncos uniform? We'll see.
We'll
We'll find
see.
out. But the question I do gotta ask you, is the bell cow a dying breed in the NFL?
Not at
Let's
all.
pull this up here. Let's pull this up. Here's the amount of touches for the NFL for NFL teams for running backs specifically. Number one at the top, James Cook, 309 attempts. Derrick Henry, 307. Jonathan Taylor, who is an Offensive Player of the Year award conversations, 323. Bijan Robinson, 287. Look at all these numbers, man. The amount of attempts. Does that sound like that's a dying breed to you, the bell cow? Give me your take on it, bro.
It doesn't sound like it's a dying breed to me. You're giving your top tier running backs 300 plus touches, 250 plus touches. So for people who are saying the bell cow back is dead, look at these numbers for your stat box watchers. Look at these numbers. Look at these attempts. Look how many times they're touching the ball. And you mean to tell me a bell cow back is dead? The Lions legit got rid of David Montgomery so they can give Gibbs more touches. And look how many touches he has already. Think about that. Like,
243.
so
Mm-hmm.
I'll never understand that narrative. The bell cow back is dead. Clearly, the top 11 guys in here who all have over 250 touches, I think those teams think otherwise.
And the top two running backs, I mean, the two running backs that we mentioned in this market, Travis Etienne, 11th in the NFL in rushing with 1,100 yards.
Right.
Kenneth Walker, 16th with 1,000 yards. We haven't had a running back yet 1,000 yards since 2019, since Philip Lindsay was the running back. 6 years.
6 years.
And not
Makes
only that, we have been middle of the pack in rushing offense. Not only that, 2011 is the last time that we were a top 10 rushing offense. Aren't you tired of being middle of the pack to the bottom tier of in terms of running offense? Doesn't that feel like that holds you back as an offense as well, to sustain drives?
you put so much on Bo's plate and he carried the team so much he broke his ankle.
And
Like,
the previous year he had a back injury, and I know injuries are a part of the game, right?
right.
But if you put so much on the plate, things are going to happen with your quarterback, right? Because he's been our running back too. You can make a case for the last two seasons.
Ever since Bo got into the league, he's been RB2 in
Yeah,
rushing touchdowns and yards. That's Jesus Christ. It just makes it just you have to sit there and look and be like, how is this sustainable? Clearly, we saw in the AFC Championship game, if we would have had a run game, we win this game.
absolutely. Maybe
And
if you had a Kenneth
what
Walker,
does I always say? To win you a Super Bowl, what are the two things you need?
a running game, a defense.
There you go. That's the formula. That's the formula. A running game and a good defense. Sam Darnold
Hey,
didn't have to do much. There's a reason why Kenneth Walker won MVP. And the defense was sorry, Drake May, but that was a shame what they did to you.
yes. So what
Right.
I would say, and going back to these running backs, I know maybe folks along the Twitter timeline too may be going back and forth, other social media platforms about as to whether or not Etienne or Walker would be, a better fit. Well, I mean, you can make an argument for both of them, right, to be on
Yeah.
this roster. I think it really comes down to what the Broncos want to do in their offense, what Davis Webb would like that his running back to do, the role he's asking for this particular running back. Because if you're making a big splash, right, you're gonna have to have a plan in place of what you're gonna do. How do you gonna utilize these guys? And then there might be some other names. I know Rico Dowdle was another guy that might be come in. We can talk bad about him all we want, maybe if for some people that don't like him, but he has back to back seasons where he's rushed for 1,000 yards.
Yeah,
Can't say that in Denver.
can't say that.
Um,
We can say that 6 years.
but I'm pretty excited. Kind of walk us through a little bit, walk the viewers through maybe what the differences are with Kenneth Walker versus Travis Etienne's game
I
being with
believe
the Broncos.
I believe with Kenneth Walker, you get more of that that patient style of running in between the tackles, power, wear down the defense. With Travis Etienne, you get kind of that wiggle ability, the outside zone runs, and he has the pass pro skill set better than Kenneth Walker. And apparently Travis Etienne pass blocks better than Kenneth Walker.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, to be honest, I still feel like you can't go wrong with either one. If it was my preference, if it was up to, I believe my partner here too, we would take Tyler Algier. But like we said, Tyler Algier has not been mentioned in any of the conversations. So everybody's like, "Oh, you got to pick one." Honestly, I'm fine with either. If we get a Travis Etienne, great. If we get a Kenneth Walker, great. We need somebody in this room that can help with the run game. Now, if we go the Travis Etienne route, I kind of feel bad for RJ Harvey because I still feel like we draft a running back within the first 3 rounds or in the early parts of the rounds, because I feel like Travis Etienne and RJ Harvey, I'm not saying they're the same player, but they have similar traits.
Right.
Okay. But Etienne just does it better because he's more experienced. He's been in the league longer. And I feel
Mm-hmm.
like we want RJ to get to that level.
Right.
But it still feels like, with them bringing ETN in and them drafting the running back, Harvey goes from here, 12 touchdowns, over 800 total yards to back of the bus.
And you probably would need to add a guy that can run in between the tackles, like you talked about Kenneth
Right.
Walker. Like you add a Jonah Coleman or a Mike Washington Jr. that can do that. Jadarian Price maybe that a bigger back that would complement the room as well. Because if Travis Etienne goes down, or RJ Harvey, what do you got really?
Like Chuck, again.
So we need to make sure that this roster, especially at that particular position, has good depth to it, right? That way, because a 17-game season is pretty lengthy, right? Let's make no. These guys might not all be there throughout 17 games. I know injuries are a part of the game, but you got to make sure that you have a backup plan. And I felt like last year we panicked at the running back position in terms of free agency. It wasn't really deep in the free agent market. That we can be honest there, but we missed on a guy maybe that we had eyes for, Travion Henderson, and we panic picked maybe to get an RJ Harvey, right? Because they traded back. Let's
Back.
not make no mistake. So we'll find out what happens in this offseason, especially at the running back position in free agency. But I'm excited, bro. I am super ecstatic. Um, give me your three signings that you can see us potentially making next week that you would like to see.
So like I said, I would be fine with either running back. I feel like it'll be ETN. And also like the linebacker wise, like if we get ETN, I feel like we could spend a little bit more money. So I know Quay Walker's out there. He's going to be a free agent. The Giants released their linebacker. So I feel like we sign a linebacker and a running back, and then we'll probably get a tight end later in the draft. Like I think we just signed two, in my opinion. And who knows? We may sneak up and sign a guard after we cut Ben Powers. That's my prediction. After we let go of Ben Powers, so that's freeing up 13 million right there, so we can have a little bit more flexibility.
I like it a lot. I like it a lot, man. Good stuff there. Yeah, I would say maybe Etienne, maybe Algier, but like I said, he hasn't been tied to us. So if I had to pick somebody, my guy would be Etienne as well. Then I would look at linebacker. Maybe we sign somebody who's an up and comer, that has still a lot, in the tank to really give to us. With
I like
that's a
Quincy
steady.
Williams for cheap. I'm just
Leo
saying.
Chanel is a guy that I really like, that I have eyes for. He has eyes for his man. We can't all have eyes for the same guy. Maybe we can. I
Right.
don't know.
No, we
But
can't.
anyways, tight end. Maybe we get like a Kate Otten, Dallas Goddard type of guy.
I
Give
would
us
be
flexibility in
fine.
the draft.
I would be
Yeah,
fine with a K. Like I warmed up to K dot, and at first I was like, no, but I've warmed up to adding K dot into this roster. But my thing is, so do you let go of Ingram? If you add K dot and then I just
It'll be interesting how they
Right.
attack that, right? What their plan is too, because now Davis Webb calling plays. Does he feel like he could get the most and optimize Evan
Yes.
Ingram's talent, right? Like it'll be interesting. There's a
Yeah.
lot of questions that are going into free agency that we have. The good thing is we don't have to deal with the whole quarterback dilemma, having that quarterback carousel like other teams across the league. We're talking about skill positions, adding to that or what have you. But yeah, we will have definitely some flexibility going into the draft. But there's a guy that I kind of wanted to bring up to you that has been mentioned to potentially sign in Denver for fans pounding the table for Stephon Diggs. Stay away, buyer beware. I don't like him as a person. I'll be honest. So I would stay away from it for that aspect. And I feel like he couldn't offer a whole lot to our roster than what some of our guys that are. So I feel like he couldn't add a whole lot to this roster than some guys that we already have. So
Dude, fans are attached to the name. That's all it is. You think you're getting Stephon Diggs from Minnesota, from Buffalo. No, you're not. Where was Stephon during the playoff run? Nowhere to be found. Barbecue chicken, gone, missing in action. Like, I think it's a distraction. And I've said this time and time again on spaces, talking with you. The front office, the owners, Bo Nix even said they want guys that come in here and are about football, no distractions, no nothing. Like, it's just putting your head down and grinding. Not saying Stephon Diggs doesn't put his head down and grind, but there's always criminal charges, off-field altercations, and all that kind of stuff. You don't want somebody like that in your locker room.
that's a cancer to a locker room.
People talk about Sean Payton's culture. You think you want to bring somebody in like that? Everybody keeps talking about Sean Payton built a culture. Okay, well, let's go get somebody that's going to mess it up. Come on.
Yeah, I hear you.
We're
Yeah,
not
for
doing
sure. No, hard pass for me. X. I'm out of this. Yeah. So, ladies and gentlemen, we appreciate you guys tuning in. Let's see what the Denver Broncos do. Please comment and let us know what you think they'll do. And give us your predictions. We love the interaction. We love the feedback. And we'll try to answer you in the comments as well. And again, please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. This has been a fun episode. Yeah. So remember, if it ain't about the Broncos, buck 'em. You guys have a good one. Mile high salute. Let's
Please.
kick off free agency with a bang and do this thing. Have a good one, ladies and gentlemen.